Betty, thank you for joining us. There are a minefield of digital media companies out there, Vox, Vice, Bustle, a lot of speculation also about them being acquired by SPACs. Now that you've raised money for one, what are you looking to buy?
Yeah, hi, Sonali. It's so great to be with you. Interesting to be on the other side of the camera with you here to talk about SPACs. And D&Z Media. So as you said, there is definitely a lot of activity right now in the media space. And that is why I think it's just an opportune time for us and for D&Z Media. Look, I think, the fact that you're seeing so much activity in media is just another sign that there's a lot of value to be created in this industry. What we're focused on is actually the intersection between media and education technology. And I'm a huge believer, this comes from a bit of my background at Bloomberg Television, which is I'm a firm believer in the subscription economy and in premium content. So what we're focused on are companies that are looking to leverage the subscription business model and curate content for the premium user.
So, you also worked on a lot of IPOs back when you were over at the New York Stock Exchange, Uber, Pinterest, Tencent. So SPACs now, what opportunity is there to really overhaul this IPO market?
Yeah, I've heard so much about, the SPAC bubble and, why the SPAC market is so hot. And I believe there's really three major reasons why SPACs are such a popular topic these days. So number one, it's just a much easier way for private companies to go public. There's less paperwork and you can shorten the amount of time from several years to months. The other thing is I think it gives great access to retail investors in the IPO process. So this really unlocks shareholder value for Main Street investors at a $10 share price. That's different from a regular IPO. And then the third reason is transparency. And this doesn't get talked about a lot, but basically when a SPAC announces its business combination, there's a period of time where investors get access. These are retail investors too. They can get access to a bundle of information from historic to current to forward projections, financial projections of a company. And that's something they can't get in a traditional IPO.
So the thing is, there have been more than 200 SPACs. We've seen a huge rush of money into this product, but we've only seen a handful of women really run SPACs. This was a chance to be a great equalizer. What happened?
Sonali, I couldn't agree with you more on this. Of the nearly 700 SPACs that have been listed, less than 1% have been led by women. There's only 4 SPACs right now. We are one of them that is being led by women. And I'm very proud to say that I have a board where we are majority women and minorities. I think this is a great opportunity, Sonali, to rewrite corporate America with a new playbook. And I'm very excited that D&Z Media gets to be the change that we discuss and we talk about in America.
So, and for every good apple, there's also a bad apple. You talked about the opportunities of SPACs, but it cannot be the case that all of these works out. What's the big worry right now? What could go wrong that could ruin it for the industry?
Well, so I don't know about the whole industry, but I would say that the biggest challenge and what could keep me up at night is finding the target. SPACs are unique in that they're public companies, but they have one mission and one mission only is to acquire a target. And so, that will be the big challenge for every SPAC that lists, and that will be the challenge for us too. We're very confident in what we're in our thesis, and we believe there's extreme opportunities in both media and education technology growth opportunities. So, so we're very confident, but that's mission number one, find a target.
So I also want to steal your expertise while I have you, because you were most recently an executive at the New York Stock Exchange. A lot going on there, especially when it comes to these big Chinese listings, and a lot of questions about what happened in the final days of the Trump administration with the whiplash. What do you think really happened there? And, where do we go from here as far as Chinese companies listing on U.S. exchanges?
Look, Sonali, I had a great time at the New York Stock Exchange. As you mentioned, I worked on some of the biggest IPOs there, Uber and Pinterest. And, there's always a number of issues and topics that, that the New York Stock Exchange is focused on. I've been focused on DNZ Media, and I've been focused on that for the last several months. My mission number one, and the mission that the NYSE shares with me, is that we want more private companies to go public. That's better for all and better for investors.
But do you think it will be hard, in particular, for Chinese companies to list in the US in the future, in the Biden era?
I think that what you've seen, Sonali, is that the US markets continue to be one of the most liquid and efficient markets, and that you've continued to see companies from all around the world choose the US, and this is my personal bias, the New York Stock Exchange to list. And that includes Chinese companies, and you've seen Chinese companies list all throughout the last several months.